Good day to all. My name is Amreen Khan. I am TA from ECNEE Department, Faculty of Education, University of Sindh, and I am facilitating you the subject Freedom and Discipline. This is activity that I had uploaded in your LMS account. As I was discussing this activity in our previous class, now it's a very simple. You see, there are 10 or maybe only the 10 questions are there, or in which you put it the alphabet F or L. If you have hope so you enjoy this activity and completed it and submitted as soon as possible. Completed our day first with the revision of uh, previous topics or the previous chapter. Now it's a day 2 and it's a revision of a second unit. As you given the presentation in our classes, the elements of freedom and discipline. The number one is the freedom of a choice. The freedom of choice means allowing child to have a freedom of choice is a demonstration of a respect for the child development. It's mean that if you give the freedom of choice to the child, it's mean you demonstrate, you illustrate, or you upbringing the child. You give the respect of a child for the child development. Desire to have a freedom of choice is driven by will to gain experience. If you give the chance to your child for gaining the experience, the teacher who connected child to the environment and the material, you have to connect it your child with the concrete things in your environment, gaining more knowledge. The things that are concrete, that explore the mind of the child and give the more knowledge, the child gaining the more knowledge. Want to give a real thing, when you want to give a concrete thing, so you have to connect the child with the environment and the material. When you given the advantage for the experiences, for the experiment, then it's gain a more knowledge. So means कि if we are not connecting the child with the concrete material, how our child gain experiences, how our child gaining a more knowledge. So means freedom of choice means कि you have to give the choice कि according to the interest your child working. Now the second one is the child is eager to try to experiment with everything in the classroom. The fact that the child makes his own choice of a work is very significant, saying it is his decision. You see that I write the decision in a capital letter. It's mean that I emphasizes the word on a decision. But a decision making is not a small task. So decision making, it's not a negligible thing. When you give the freedom of choice to your child, it means that it's becoming a decision maker. Okay, decision making is not a little task. It's required a inner motivation and inner work. Means if we develop a student personality, we have to give a demonstration of respect for the child development. If we give the experiences, then we connected the environment or the material, then your students, your child gaining a knowledge, it's becoming a decision maker. The freedom of choice is very essential for the making of child's development. Okay. Now, as it was mentioned before, personality formed through the process of work, no doubt. Personality formed by the process of work, by the getting of a responsibility, by the getting of a decision making. So यहाँ पे कहते हैं prepared environment of a wide range of a specific activity that promote freedom of work. Means कि you have the replacement, you have a alternative way. You prepare your environment with the range of a specific activities. When you not fulfill your tasks from this work, then you alternate it onto the other work. Work is the foundation of a freedom because work required the child to follow the certain rules and direction. Now there is a point that work is the foundation of a freedom because the work required a certain rules and the direction. Freedom of work generated the alternative ways, means के आप mean that you already prepare, you choose the next activity of this freedom of time. What is the meaning of freedom of time? As I have discussed it before. तो यहाँ पर आपसे कहते हैं the child is allowed to work with the material as long as he want to and at his own pace. कि स्पीड कितनी है? The child is allowed to work with the material as their speed or as their own wish.